Good afternoon everybody. Welcome back to Wolfie's Den. Right, to carry on with my Blu-ray collection, we're up to O. I'm going to do O and P together today because there's not many films I've got under the letter O. So we're going to mix them together, see what we come up with. So, moving swiftly on, first up we have a deluxe box set collection of The Omen. Which obviously has Omen 1, Omen 2, Omen 3, The Final Conflict, and what else we've got in here? I think Omen 4, The Awakening, and the remake of The Omen. There's all 4K remaster of The Omen in this one as well. Oh, that's a Blu-ray, 4K remaster. Quite a few extras in there. Of course, now they've brought out the first Omen film recently, so that's going to spoil the collection a bit. But I expect I'll get that eventually. I think it's only on Blu-ray, it's not on 4K or anything. But anyway, it's a nice little box set of The Omen. Next up, we have a little digibook of Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. This also has just had a 4K release, I believe. I'm not going to get it because I've got this nice little Blu-ray. It's even unopened. 50th anniversary collectible book edition. So there you go. Good film. Love Charles Bronson. Next up we have a little gift set of Pacific Rim. A little character in there. One of the I forget what they call them. One of the characters in there. Pacific Rim. Oh, by the way, I'm doing the sort of gift box collector type sets first before I get onto the standard Blu-rays. That's Pacific Rim. It's quite nice. In 3D as well. Next up is the Primal collection of Planet of the Apes. All 8 films from the original up to, I don't know where we're up to now. I don't think it hasn't got the latest one, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, because that's just come out in 4K. I don't know if you can see that. Also, there's the 2 Rise of the Planet 8 and the Dawn on Blu-ray. Nice little evil eye there on that one. Yeah, I had these 2 before I found the box set. But that's that. Then we've got a digibook of Tobe Hooper film, Steven Spielberg production of the original Poltergeist, or Poltergeist should I say. There you go, nice little booklet. Glossy booklet. And there's a Blu-ray in the back, just ordinary Blu-ray. That's like the digibook of that. Right. Poltergeist. Right, moving on to the standard Blu-rays. First up, we have Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman in Oblivion. Sci-fi adventure. Next we have, let's double check, we seem to have Ocean's 13 with George Clooney and various stars. Don't appear to have the others. I thought I did. There's Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and there's the one with all the women in as well. I'm not sure what that is. Ocean's 8. Can't remember now. I might have them on DVD somewhere. I'll have to check when we get to the DVDs. That's Ocean's 13. Next up in the Slasher Classics collection, we have Offerings. Then we have, trying to think, Terence Stamp. There's only one I know, only star I know in this one. Is Of Gods and Warriors. Looks like a fantasy adventure. Then we have Olympus Has Fallen. Gerard Butler. Is it Gerard Butler? Yeah. Morgan Freeman again. That's Olympus Has Fallen. I do have the others in that franchise. Next one we have a I believe early 1970s film. Charlton Heston in The Omega Man. I think this was sort of updated when Will Smith did Legend. This is a good end of the world type apocalypse film. Charlton Heston. Next up we have, I had to hunt for this one. This is Robert De Niro in Once Upon a Time in America. Now this is the extended cut. I mean the film was long anyway. It's probably nearly 4 hours. I think this makes it even longer. Let's have a look. Can't really see on here. Yep, 251 minutes. That's 4 hours 11 minutes. It's quite hard to find this version of it. As you can see, it's in I'm not sure it's French or Italian. I can't. Someone will be able to tell me probably. But that's a hard to get one. That one. It's a great film. Next we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie. Then we have the all-time classic, Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Several Oscars nominations in this film, I believe. Then we have an old cinema classic. This is from the Masters of Cinema series. This is The Old Dark House. Oh, there you go. Sorry, fingers over it. And we've got Josh Brolin and Jeff Bridges in Only the Brave. Let's do Firefighters, this one. Followed by a Guillermo del Toro film, The Orphanage. The extended other edition of The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mike Wahlberg. Buddy comedy, that one. Next up we have Ouija, Origin of Evil. And we've got a nice little collector's edition of a film called The Outsiders. Now this has C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio from Karate Kid, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Diane Lane. This is a Francis Ford Coppola film. This is when they were all very young. A bit like the sort of Brat Pack type era. This is a nice little collector's edition. It's got a nice little booklet in there as well. And we've got one with a sort of lenticular cover. We've got Outlander. That really, yeah, you can see it. Oh, it's a bit short. There we go. Sort of. So Outlander, another fantasy adventure. And now we're on to P, and the first up is unusual for me. We have Paddington and Paddington 2. Not my usual foray into film, but I seem to have acquired them. Next up we have Hugh Jackman in Pan. Then we've got Dennis Quaid in Pandorum. There's a bit of a lenticular. I mean, you can't really see it. There's a little bit of a lenticular cover. Sorry, I was just checking what this was. I couldn't read it, couldn't see it for a minute. This one is a special edition of Pan's Labyrinth. Another Guillermo del Toro production. Oh. Next up, classic war film by Stanley Kubrick. This is Kirk Douglas in Paths of Glory. Followed by another war film with another classic battle. This is First World War film. This is Passchendaele. I believe Iron Maiden did a song about this. Passchendaele. Right, moving on next. Oh, we have Mel Gibson film, fairly controversial, The Passion of the Christ. I believe there's a very long-winded scene in here of when Christ was tortured and killed. Not killed, but killed, crucified, etc. Got quite a bit of feedback from the media. Next up we have Patient Zero. This is a German edition. Next we have Simon Pegg, Nick Frost in Paul, Alien E.T. comedy. Followed by Mia Goth in Pearl. Then we've got Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. This is the Yarrow edition. Next up is Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters. Fantasy adventure time again. Next up is a 1960s film. It's the 50th anniversary edition of Peeping Tom, sort of psychopath film. Notice the old-fashioned certificate X certificate on there. Next up we have Halle Berry and Bruce Willis in Perfect Stranger. Must admit, I don't remember this one. So we've got a rewatch, I think. Next up we have, no idea where I've got this, but anyway, Peter Rabbit. Must have been a car boot job. Next up, another Arrow film. We have Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. And then next up we have Robert Englund in A Phantom of the Opera. Next up we have an ant type film, Phase 4, Killer Ants. This one feels a bit heavier. This is one of the old school Arrow window editions. This is Phenomena. Don't ask me to say that again. This is another one that's insect orientated. As you can see, there's nice little postcards and pictures and things in there. Then we apparently have it again. It's always had another title to it when it came out as well. Is it called Creepers or something? Maybe. Next up we have a nice, well I say nice, it's not a very nice film. This is John Waters' Pink Flamingos. It's in like a brown sort of bag, sick bag probably. Probably because there's a few gross scenes in this film. There's quite a few extras in there. This is the director improved special edition. Next up we have the Platinum edition of Pinocchio. It's the original one. Then we have Piranha 2, The Spawning. Go have a laugh at these films. That's Piranha 2, The Spawning. Next up we have, the reason I was paused there, I was looking at the cover of this. It's quite unusual. It's very thin. It's paper. Sorry about that. This is the studio commemorative edition of Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. I believe this is an edition that was put out to studios as like a promo sort of thing. Let's say it's got a little. It does come out, but I don't want to put it out because this is really thin paper. But that's that anyway. It's embossed as well, even embossed on the paper. Sorry about that pause for a minute, it confused me what it was for a minute. Next up we have Vincent Price in Edgar Allan Poe's The Pit and the Pendulum. Vincent Price always did these Edgar Allan Poe films very well. Fitted the bill just about right. Next up we have classic Hammer horror by Studio Canal. This is one of my favourite Hammer horrors, Plague of the Zombies. I used to like these ones that were set in the I think they were sort of set in Cornwall somewhere. There was this one, and there was the Reptile, and I think they used the same set for about 2 or 3 films and just moved things around a bit. But it's very atmospheric, a good bit of fun. Plague of the Zombies. Well, you can tell when it first came out it was probably like 18, and now it's only a 12. Next up we have Michael Caine in Play Dirty. Nice little war film. Robert Duvall in this as well. No, Nigel Davenport, sorry. Harry Andrews, the classic wartime cast. Next up is Tom Hanks in The Polar Express. Next up we have a 4K restoration of both films. Jackie Chan's Police Story 1 and 2. If you like your kung fu, or say kung fu, martial arts action, can't go far wrong with these two. Next up we have the remake of Poltergeist, the extended cut. Obviously not as good as the original, but it's not bad. Then we have Poltergeist again, the original. This time, I say last time I had it in a digibook. I seem to have it in a nice steel book as well. They're here. It's Poltergeist, the original. And oh, where are we now? Up here. Then we have Poltergeist 2, which I think is just getting a 4K release coming up, I believe. And what else? Poltergeist 3. They should really do a 4K box set of all of them, really. Be a good idea. Next up is, well, you couldn't get this in the UK. It was only out on DVD, which was a bit strange. Anyway, it's Russell Crowe in The Pope's Exorcist. Very strange. I had to hunt down a foreign version of it. Why it only came out on DVD, I've no idea. Next up we have Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks in The Post. Next up, oh dear. Next up we have, this is a trauma film. This is Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. What can I say? It's pretty bloody gory. I remember that. Poultrygeist. It's a few beers Friday night movie, that one. Next up, which I haven't watched yet, but I was told to get this film. It could be a bit of a hard watch, is the Poughkeepsie Tapes. Another film that's quite hard to get. A few special features. The Twisted Crimes of Serial Killer. I must watch that. Next up we have Pounce, the Black and Silver Moon Edition. So I'm assuming this is a werewolf film. Another one I need to watch, as you can see. Still in its cellophane. Next up we have David Carradine. POW something behind the lines. I'm not sure because it's all in foreign. This is like a Rambo, Chuck Norris missing in action type adventure. Next up we have another horror film, which I'm assuming is going to be pretty gory, as it's by this German director Olaf Ittenbach. This is Prometheus. I think I'm going to start reading German soon, because the amount of German films I've got. Looks like a gore fest. Next up we have Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale in The Prestige, also with Michael Caine and Scarlett Johansson. This is a rivalry, I believe, between two magicians. Oh, here we go again. This one's fallen out. It's in German again. Doesn't want to sit in there. But I believe it's Raymerland in A Premature Burial. Edgar Allan Poe again. Then we have Primal, Kill or Be Killed. Then we've got a nice slipcover edition, a new restoration. I don't know if it's 4K or not. No, it doesn't say if it's 4K. But it is Prince of Darkness, John Carpenter film, Donald Pleasance. Alice Cooper's in it as well, for somewhere in the film. So a slipcover. This has got a. This does have a 4K release, but this is a Blu-ray release. Next we have Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Don't think this was a very good film, but more fantasy adventure. Next up we have a film called Prison. I think it could be a bit like Wes Craven's Shocker. Next we have old school western here. Burt Lancaster, Lee Marvin, Robert Ryan, Jack Palance in The Professionals. With a slasher now, Prom Night. There was a follow-up to this. I think it's Prom Night 2 Mary Lou, I think. Prom Night. Yet another slasher. Some good kills in this one, if I remember rightly. It's not one that's talked about so much as along the lines of with the other slashers. This is the Prowler. An underrated one. Then we've got Psycho 2. I do have the new 4K box set of this. It's very nice. Then we got Pumpkinhead 2. This must have the Spanish or Italian version, which apparently is, well, it is, it's bloody awful, but there you go. Pumpkinhead 2. Next up is the Puppet Master, the Little Reich, the Littlest Reich. I think there's about 8, 9 of these films of various can't say the word. There's about 8 or 9 of these, I think, maybe more. Then we have the first Purge, the Purge Anarchy. There's another one. Yep, we've got yeah, first Purge, and we got, this one must be the first one. It's a steelbook, just the Purge. Lose track which way around these are. Then we've got Purge Anarchy. And the Purge Election Year. I'm not sure what order these should be in. I don't know if that's all of them or there's another one. There might be another one. I'm not sure. So anyway, that didn't go too well. A few pauses and a few mistakes in there, but hey, that's what the channel's about. We're not here to do loads of editing and cutting and remastering and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Next up obviously will be where are we? Letter R. There's quite a few in there, and definitely when we get to letter S, that could be quite a long video. There's quite a few in S and in T. So oh, Q, forgot Q. Q will probably come in with R because there's not many there under Q. So that will be coming up soon. So if you enjoyed the video, you want to see some more, please subscribe. Feel free, make some comments. I'd like to see some more comments if you want to say something about the films, etc. Well, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.